Why do guys who don't work out legs at the gym walk with their arms like pumped out a little bit, even though they don't have whatever the delts to back it up?
I was gonna say it's because of their lats, because they're always working out like upper body, back.
Well,
They probably got fat lats.
I saw a guy today at the gym, and he was on the treadmill, and no calves, just never walked. This is his first day.
Just kneecap bone, like
yeah, first day walking kind of thing. Like it was, you could see the shape of the bones in his shins.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's walking on the treadmill. This, for those of you not on YouTube, like and subscribe. It's like, you know, arms pumped out to the side, like he's carrying stuff under his fucking armpits.
Yeah.
He had naturally, I mean, he wasn't lifting weights. He's walking. His arms were pretty beefy, but his like traps and like torso looked like a Dorito. Have
you ever seen that guy on TikTok that's like working out one shoulder day, 700 or whatever? Yeah,
yes,
and he
I just saw that yesterday.
Trap, yeah.
Someone was like, "How do you even begin to fix this problem?"
I saw one where he was like, working out the other one for a day, and then he was like, "Just kidding," and then he went to the other side again.
I get so scared sometimes because I'll go and I'll do like curls.
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes like it's easier to do it on my like right side than my left, or my left side than my right, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna look really uneven.
Yeah, that's it. That's the same thing with me when I do curls. I start on my right side because that's my weaker one.
Okay,
and
wait a minute.
It's because I beat off with my left.
Okay, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask, because I beat off with my left, and my right hand is stronger.
Oh, my right is not substantially, but definitely weaker than my left. So I let my right set how many reps I'm going to do, and then I just bang it out on the left, no problem.
So I'm left-handed for writing and eating.
Okay.
And jerking off.
Okay.
I do everything else right-handed. I golf, I bat, I do anything. I use my mouse right-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is right-handed. But my right hand is stronger. But the thing is I don't do enough stuff with my hands to substantiate that. Like, I don't write a lot at work because everything I do is digital.
Mm-hmm.
I eat with my left hand every day, but like, not fucking digging out dirt out of my plate. It's not like compacted in. And I mean, I jerk off with my left hand, but my right hand is still stronger. And I'm not like golfing or batting or doing anything.
Yeah.
I shoot left-handed too. If I'm one-handed.
Oh, that's
if I'm shooting.
That's cool. You're gonna get fucking casings ejected into your eye.
Why?
Because the eject on all guns, unless you buy like a left-handed gun, first of all, the grip on it is contoured to fit your right hand, so it's going to feel really weird in your left. And also the casing eject is on the right side, so that when you're shooting it ejects that way.
So that's the whole thing.
So when you're holding it left, it's going to feel weird in your hand, and it's going to eject this way.
So I'm going to throw another wrench into this. So if I'm shooting a large gun, like a shotgun or a rifle, I will tuck it into my left shoulder and shoot it left-handed.
Yeah.
But if I'm shooting a handgun, or I'm just taking the cop stance, I rest it like this with my right hand and I shoot. But if I take that same gun and I have to shoot it one-handed, it's going to be with my left.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know why. Don't.
There are some that are. I mean, I guess for you an AK would be nice.
I've shot an AK before.
Yeah, but you don't have to. Because if you're right-handed with it, the charging handle's on the right side of it. So most people will either like turn it over and hit it, or like go from underneath it and grab it. But with you, it's just right there. So you just mag in, and then you can.
Right. We're gonna find out next weekend how well it's gonna work, because we're going. I might buy a gun next weekend. I'm not gonna lie.
Which one?
Just a handgun.
Which one?
I haven't decided yet. I kind of want a revolver, but like. Okay. I don't know if that's my style.
Okay, wide erp.
I don't know, like, because look, I'm a huge Western guy. Like, I really want a revolver. I really want to be able to do the little fucking
spin the cylinder.
No, when they shoot it and they like pull. When they pull the fucking
what is that shit called? Like fan firing?
Yeah,
or something. Yeah,
I want to learn how to do that, but like I really don't. Like I kind of, the reason I want a gun, one, is because I'm a huge proponent of the Second Amendment. Like that's my like thing.
Okay.
But like I also just want a gun because I think it's a safe thing to have.
Okay.
So, I mean, I might just get a standard issue. I have the clearance to buy one.
I was about to say, I was going to ask you questions, but I don't know if I can, because there are several that I could suggest that are only, you're only able to buy it if you have a certain job.
Well, I don't know what California's laws are exactly, if you're sworn or not. I was never sworn.
Okay, then yeah, you wouldn't be able to buy any of the ones that I was going to suggest.
But I have a higher clearance than sworn.
It doesn't matter about clearance level, yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna buy. I might. But back to the grip thing. Try doing what I do now, which is when I do curls now, I do hammer. So it's 4 sets for 1 minute straight.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't take a break.
So that's just 4 minutes, though, right?
Right. So what you do is you do.
But you're doing a minute this side, then a minute that side.
No. So you take 2 dumbbells.
Uh-huh.
And it's really humbling because you're going for a minute straight, so you can't do what you normally do. Okay. So like if I'm doing curls, I can probably do 35 pounds.
Okay.
It'd be fine. I have to go down to 15 when I do this because it's like real
like
bad.
Higher reps.
Yeah. So what you do is you do 4 different types of curls. You do like an incline curl where you're on the bench and your arm draped down.
Yeah.
Go for a minute. And then the only time you get to rest is switching your like starting position. And then you start your next minute. You do the incline curls, you do hammer curls, reverse curls, and then I don't know what they're called, but it's the ones where you like do it diagonally.
Crossbody curls.
Crossbody curls. Yeah. You do them for 4 minutes straight, technically.
Oh, but you're only doing one of each?
No,
you're doing that whole rotation 4 times.
No, so you'll start with your incline curls.
Yeah.
And you'll go for a minute straight.
Yeah.
Just incline curl, as many as you can do.
Yeah.
Once your timer goes off, you get up from the bench and you get into your starting position for hammer curls and you immediately start going for a minute.
Yeah.
Hammer curls, as many as you can do. Timer goes off, you switch, get into a starting position for your, what did I say? Reverse curls. So you change the grip, do reverse curls for a minute straight. Timer goes off, do your crossbody curls for a minute. So you're doing 4 minutes of straight curls.
Yeah, and then what happens after that? Do you reset, go back to the beginning?
No, you're done because your arms cannot move afterwards. Your arms
that's what I was saying. You just do like one of each.
Yeah, I'm not even exaggerating when I say like my arms were overflowing out of my shirt. Okay. Like they were so pumped and they stayed pumped for like the whole day. And then the next day I was like, okay, if I have to lift my arms any above my waist, like we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, I don't like doing the same like exercises that target the same muscle group back to back if I can help it. Sometimes I have to if I'm like waiting for a machine or something. But on like my push days, it's triceps and chest. So I'll do like something that targets the chest, whether it's just like bench or what's the shit called where you go like that? Yeah, the chest flies. I'll do something that targets chest, and then I'll switch to a tricep workout to give my chest like time to relax, so I got enough for the next one. Because I feel like if I did something like that after like the second minute, I would just be not getting in good reps anymore.
So you can stop for like 3 seconds. But the goal is to like go to failure, essentially. Like you go until you literally cannot go anymore. That's just the last workout on my second pull day because I don't do any bicep workouts on my first pull day. But I do have one that I started to do that I really like. I call it the dick yoinker.
The dick yoinker?
Yeah, the dick yoinker. Because basically you get down on one knee and you set the cable to the highest like notch.
Yeah.
And then you just get
you just like
No, you get well, you're good. I go to Planet Fitness. So no, you get the little standard grip handle thing, the little triangle one.
Yeah.
And you get on one knee and whatever knee is up, you do the other arm.
Okay.
So you're kneeling. And then you just pull it down, but you're supposed to be far enough back that when your arm is fully extended and the cable's all the way up, you feel some tension in your back.
Okay.
So it's not pulling you forward, but it's like stretching your back, and what it does is it just gets this entire side. Like, it literally just gets you all.
Now, what are you doing if you're mid this workout and the national anthem starts playing? Are you finishing your set?
I'm getting down on 2 knees. I'm getting down on 2 knees.
Get down on 2 knees for this episode of the Learning Curve podcast.
Oh, God. We're so good at transitions now.
Yeah.
And by so good,
I'm trying so hard to just find the perfect little spot to insert.
I'm going to try and keep making it harder for you.
Good.
Every week.
I like the challenge.
Okay, let's introduce ourselves and then get going, because we're going to have to kind of speed run it to get to the meat of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am cross-legged for an hour and a half straight, and I'm Cameron.
I'm Bodhi, aka Shrinky Dink, aka Yoinky Splunky.
There were a couple of viewers last week who were a little bit disappointed that they watched the YouTube video in hopes that your balls would pop out, and then your balls never popped out.
Dude, okay, you need to be coming to me with these comments, because I need to know what I can improve on, okay?
I'm coming to you now.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. There are 2 people on this podcast, and Cameron routinely tells me about all of the feedback he's been getting, and nobody reaches out to me. Tell me what I can do better. Fucking talk shit to me. I'll find your address, but... like, just message me. Let me know how I'm doing. I want to improve. I want to get better. Maybe I'll show my balls.
Maybe at 100 followers on TikTok. Who knows?
Oh my God. No. Okay. Side note before we get into this. I have gotten really good over the past week about finding out just too much information about people. Like, people I don't know. Okay. Like, Joe went to a wedding out in Lincoln.
Yes, he told me about that one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He ran into somebody from my girlfriend's hometown and put into the group chat.
Lincoln and can I say it?
Sure.
Lincoln and Ripon are kind of
they're
kind of intertwined in vibes.
Yeah,
they're north and south of each other.
Yeah, but he ran into somebody from there and then put into a group chat with like all of us and was like, "Hey, do you guys know this person?" And then the people from Ripon were like, "Oh, yeah, we know him. We went to high school with him." And I was like, here's his football highlights. Here's the day he got married and his wife's name. And I found that in just like 30 seconds of Googling shit.
Okay, so you need to hang out with more gay people, because this is like a thing that people do. So Sean went to the bank one time and he was like, "There's a teller here who's really hot." And I was like, and he was like, "I think he's gay." And I was like, "Okay, let me try and find out. Get his name." And he was like, "Well, I only have his first name because he has just as a name badge."
Mm-hmm.
So I go, "Okay, that's fine. What's the first name?" And he goes, "Garrett." And I go, "Okay, spell it for me." So he spells it out. And I go on LinkedIn and I just type in Garrett Wells Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
And I start screenshotting every single person. And I was like, "All right, tell me who it is. Tell me who it is." Points it out. There's no social media linked on the LinkedIn profile. Take his profile picture, put it into a reverse Google image finder, find his profile on Facebook, find his profile on Instagram, requested to follow him on Instagram. He denied me.
It's so easy to find people. Everybody just needs to watch their fucking digital footprint. Watch what you share and what you post, because I will fucking find it.
Oh, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. Okay, let's get into the meat of this thing.
Yeah, so you told me to bring a list of 15 people, and then I didn't know what the fuck was happening. And then you pulled out this whiteboard, and now I have some idea of what is happening.
Okay, so for those of you who are not visual learners or visual watchers or whatever the fuck, visual listeners, Jesus Christ.
Nope.
That's not right.
How do you visually listen?
I'm having a stroke.
If you are not watching the YouTube.
Well, no, you could have synesthesia, and then you'd have visual listening.
Okay, I guess.
Okay. Anyway,
sound off in the comments if you got synesthesia.
For those of you who are not like and subscribing to the YouTube, we have a whiteboard in front of us, and in front of us it is the political compass. If you don't know what the political compass is it is this very, very broad organizational graph of how to organize people politically. There's 4 quadrants.
Yeah, you remember the XY axis from fucking middle school that made you want to blow your teacher shit off schmoove?
Yeah.
That's what we got in front of us right now, except there's no X and no Y.
Okay. The way you just sounded like Judge Judy.
I sounded like Judge Judy?
Yeah.
How the fuck do I sound like Judge Judy?
Because she's a Jewish woman.
Okay.
And she always
that.
like
throws... Is she riding for the IDF?
No.
Okay. Shout out Judge Judy.
I don't think so.
Maybe shout out Judge Judy.
Maybe. We'll have to look into that.
This is actually...
She's going to come up later in this episode, actually, believe it or not.
I was about to say the same thing.
Double mention. Anyway, so the XY axis, or the X axis, is the horizontal one. And that's going to be our...
Left, right.
Yeah.
More
so
left wing, right wing.
Left wing, right wing, liberal, conservative.
Yeah.
And then the y-axis is authoritarian and libertarian. Mm-hmm. Take from that what you will.
Do you like lots of oppressive laws? Do you want no laws at all?
Right. So you'll notice that I just sent you a link on your phone. A link? I did, yeah.
I have D&D on.
We're going to speed run very quickly our own political compass.
Okay.
And then we're just going to plot a couple of more just so we can get a litmus test.
Page 1 of 6? How are we supposed to speed run this?
I took this at the gym. It took me 5 minutes.
Okay.
If we just speed, we're not going to do any explanations. 1 sentence max explanation.
Are we just reading the sentences out loud?
We'll read it out. We'll answer them together.
Okay.
But first, before we start taking it, I want you to plot where you think you're going to land, and I'll plot where I think I'm going to land.
Do we have marker? Where's the marker?
I do have a marker.
Okay.
So go ahead and plot for me where you think. This is a good episode to like and subscribe. If you're listening on the podcast, leave a review. Pause, let it play through on mute, whatever you want to do. Go to YouTube and watch it.
Yeah. This is a good episode for our YouTube. If you're not listening on there, just pop in. I've done the political compass test before. I'm going to try and remember where I landed and put myself there.
Okay, so this is the whole thing.
And then we'll see if it's different.
This is the whole thing is I took this...
I took this like 4 years ago.
I took this at the gym this morning, but I didn't look at my results because it gives you like a
spot.
Well, it gives you a spot, but before that, it's like, oh, let's look at like what other people are at, and that's what I wanted because that's going to be our kind of like.
Okay.
That's going to be the plot. So I didn't look at mine, but I will tell you this: I took this back in 2022, I think, and I did actually move right, but I moved way down. So like I'm all over the place. So. Okay, Bodhi thinks he's going to be in the upper left quadrant, a little bit towards the center, but towards the bottom of the Y.
If I remember right, that's pretty much where I landed last year, or last time I took this.
Okay, I'm going to predict where I'm going to go. I'm just going to put my initials.
No,
you get to see my butt in this episode, guys.
You're going to put your initials. What are your initials? You're going to put CP on the whiteboard. Damn, you fucking extremist.
Low-key, I'm a member of the IRA. A lot of I initials that are terrorist groups. IRA, the IRS, the IDF.
Hey, don't lump the IRA in with the IRS. The International Space Station.
Do you know they're gonna fucking crash that next year into the ocean?
Yeah,
so
they're
cool.
getting rid of it.
So cool. Okay, let's go ahead and speed run this. I'm gonna read the question. I'll read the odd pages. You read the even pages.
Okay.
Just so we get a little visual or audio variety. Okay. And if you don't know a term, I looked all these terms up because some of them I didn't know. So if you don't know a term, let me know and I'll explain it.
Okay.
If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. Rights.
Trans rights.
I'm going to say...
Are we giving our answers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for context, the answers are stupidly strongly disagree, agree, and strongly disagree with no room to say, like, I don't have an opinion on that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say...
I hit strongly agree.
Yes, I also am going to hit that. Okay. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Strongly disagree, I'm going to say.
I'm between disagree and strongly disagree. I'm just going to hit disagree.
Okay. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. This is the one I wavered on. I said disagree.
Yeah, I was going to hit agree instead of disagree because I think like it's cool to love where you come from, but to like be
I have a
extremely fucking patriotic, I think is kind of dumb.
I have a literal California tattoo, so
yeah.
Okay, our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. So this is the reason.
Is this talking about human versus
that's
animals?
why I don't like this particular one. It's really hard to kind of narrow down sometimes what the fuck they're talking about. So I am thinking it's talking about humans. But even
humans
then,
within humans?
No, like the human race.
Oh, okay.
So like humans in like conjunction to other ones. I'm gonna still say strongly disagree because chimpanzees and like gorillas and fucking all these other animals are fucking smart.
At the risk of being racist, I'm gonna hit agree because nobody else has made fleshlights.
Yeah. I think what it's going for is like whether or not you're willing to engage in that type of discourse.
Okay.
But we'll see. Okay, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That I said strongly disagree.
The enemy of my enemy. I'm hitting agree on
because
this
one. Is the way I view it, right? So if you take the United States, who's like one of their enemies, right? Iran.
Okay.
Right. Iran's enemy is also Israel.
Okay.
Israel's not my friend. It's the United States' friend, but it's not my friend. So I do think.
What do you say the U.S. is your enemy though? Because in the same example, I would say Israel is my enemy.
It's
the
possible,
enemy of my enemy would be Iran.
It's possible that the enemy of my enemy can be my friend, but not always. So I say strongly disagree.
Okay.
So, okay. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. I said strongly disagree.
Yeah, fuck out of here with that shit.
There is now a worrying... This is one I was confused on. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment.
So it's saying instead of having like just movies and just news, you now have like this kind of hybrid role, like with a lot of Twitch streamers or like what's that guy's name? Something DeFranco. He's like
Philip DeFranco.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's kind of like a fusion of news and entertainment.
I'm gonna say disagree because I think whatever gets the message across to people is important.
I think there's no problem with making the news more palatable.
Well, I mean, there's movies out there that convey really important messages.
Yeah.
Okay, page 2, your turn.
Okay, people are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality.
I said strongly agree.
Yeah, same. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment.
See, this is where I fucking faltered because I was like, don't talk to me about the economy. It's all made up. So I said ultimately disagree.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Because I don't know enough about the economy to be strongly about it, but I would rather people have jobs that pay them the amount that they need rather than
even
have
if the money is fucking like worthless.
Yeah.
Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Strongly agree.
I agree. Yeah. Well, strongly agree.
From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea.
Strongly agree.
Yeah. The freer the market, the freer the people.
I said strongly disagree.
Yeah, same.
Because we have a free market now, and well, we're about to pay $3,000 for an iPhone.
It's a sad. Did you hear that Apple flew in like 6 tons of iPhones?
Yeah,
on
they did that.
A plane to avoid the tariffs.
And then this morning, Trump was like, "I'm going to exempt computers and mobile phones from all of my tariffs, regardless of what percentage they are at." And I was like, "That's the point of the China tariffs, man. Like, art of the deal." Hey, liberals, folds.
It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled branded consumer product.
I said strongly agree. See, I was going to say disagree because there are like some areas that don't have access to clean water, but then I was like, we could just build like stuff that would
instead of stealing their clean water and putting it in bottles, we can just like make it so their water is clean.
Yeah.
Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold.
I said disagree.
I said strongly agree.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. I thought it said should.
Oh no, yeah.
So like, I'm not like no land should ever be bought and sold, but I think it's important for people to earn generational wealth through owning land. So, but yeah.
Okay. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society.
Strongly agree.
Strongly agree. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade.
Do you know what protectionism is?
I feel like just based off context clues I could, but give me the definition just in case.
It's literally tariffs.
Oh, okay.
I looked it up. It's essentially like government has to intervene to like essentially like domesticate production.
Okay. I mean, I feel like domesticated production is good.
It's good, but then you have to buy into capitalism.
Yeah.
So I said disagree, because I think if we just had no tariffs and anything like that, like I am also of the opinions that corporations are just evil and there's more questions about corporations, so I think it would even out.
Okay.
So I said disagree, but
I'm gonna go there too. I need to think about that for like another hour. But the only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders.
Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree. The rich are too highly taxed. Strongly disagree. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care.
Strongly disagree. If you force the rich to have everything that the poor people have,
then they're going to make the poor people shit better. Yeah. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Strongly agree. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Wait, a genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies.
It's basically saying
restrictions. Block monopolies. Yeah.
Yeah, strongly agree.
Yeah. All right, next page.
Okay. Abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. Strongly disagree. All authority should be questioned, and I said strongly agree. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I said strongly disagree, mainly because we've tried retribution before and it did not end well. Listen to our episode on torture.
I mean, I'm hitting agree on that. I'm the type of person where, like, if you fuck me over, I'm gonna get you back.
Okay.
Like, I hate that whole, like, turn the other cheek, or, like, the thing that pisses me off the most is when in, like, courts, when like a murderer is on trial or something, and then the family comes up and they're like, we forgive him for taking our daughter, please don't like put him in jail. I'm like, fuck you. Like, you should want some fucking get back for this guy killing somebody that you love.
I should teach you about the gotcha courts in Rwanda, because that's pretty much what happened after their genocide.
Damn.
And they're doing another genocide now, but long story short, they were fine for a while. Okay, taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. Strongly disagree.
Yeah, same.
I think we should pour all of our money into bleeding infrastructure like the arts.
Yeah.
Except for the Minecraft movie. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. See, when was this written? I have no idea.
Is this like in person, or like, is that what they're talking about?
I think it's just saying, like, can you force kids to go to school? Should the government force kids to go to school?
Oh yeah.
And I wavered on this because it's like in my mind of minds, like, if a kid doesn't want to finish school, like, forcing them to go is not going to set them up for success in any way, shape, or form. But at the same time, like, letting them just do what they want is also not going to do that. So I put disagree, but not strongly.
Schools should not make attendance.
So I do think that they should. I do
put strongly disagree, because I think everybody should be forced to go to school up to the end of high school.
Okay.
Like, after that, if you want to go to college, that's an option for you. Like, you probably, well, I'm not going to say you probably should. It all depends on what you want to do, but yeah.
Okay. All people have their rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind.
Strongly disagree.
Me when I go to Philadelphia and tell the Philadelphians to stay away from me. Okay. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strongly disagree.
Yeah.
I'm very anti-hitting kids, unless it's not my kid. And then I'll punch your little fucking
clock that fucker
gremlin in the face if it comes up to me in public. Okay. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Strongly agree.
Yeah. I just put agree.
Okay.
I don't know if I feel strongly about that, but
okay. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Strongly agree. Grow as much as you want, King. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generations to find jobs. See, this is another one I kind of wavered on because it's like, yeah, that's kind of the point of school, is to like set you up to like provide for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you have to kind of buy into like the whole 9 to 5 shit. Which it's like, so I said agree, but it's like a very soft agree. Like, I think it's to give kids, because
the prime function is to find jobs.
Yeah, I think the prime function is like when you look at like the core subjects, but also like I'm someone who just likes going to school. Like if I was not going to make poverty wages as a PhD student, I would probably go back to school to be a PhD student just because I like learning. And I think it's cool that people will just like, you know, in their 40s go back to school to just take classes on niche interests.
Yeah, I think the prime function, like, yeah, school just in general is going to give you some things that you can use to find jobs. But I think the prime function of it should be to say like, hey, this is the world that we are living in. These are the issues we are having. And then like giving them a ground basis to like think about those issues critically and come up with solutions for them and advance as a whole.
And
instead of just finding a job.
You should be paid for that work though.
Yeah.
Like because no one's going to be in it. Again, it requires a buy-in to capitalism a little bit there too.
Not really.
No, the position I'm taking requires a little bit of a buy-in. And I'm not like buying into capitalism, but we currently live in a capitalistic system. So I'm kind of just like playing it as it is. I'm playing the game as it exists, not as I want it to be.
Okay. I'm hitting strongly disagree on that one.
Okay. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. See, this is a question I think is fucking stupid, because a lot of the times they just don't, and it's not, this is like a nothing issue. So I hit strongly disagree because it's just not an issue. It's kind of like the whole like 9-month abortion thing. Like it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like that's just birth.
Yeah.
So I hit strongly disagree because I don't want to get into that. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline.
The most important thing? I'm going to put strongly disagree.
I hit disagree because I do think disciplining and like child rearing is important, but I don't think it's like
the most important.
I don't think it's even top 10 for me.
Yeah.
So there are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. See, originally I was like, no, this is so true. And then I thought of the British and I was like, well, I don't know, man. They kind of really started everything. So I hit disagree.
Wait, okay, hold on. Let me read this again. There are no savage and civilized people.
It's basically saying like
cultures.
You were either a savage culture. You're a savage
or like a civilized.
Yeah. I hit disagree. I do think, I mean, like, I think
I'm going to hit strongly agree because I think there are things that you can look at and be like, okay, that's objectively bad.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's all from the perspective of
well, yeah,
like
no, I think of like the North Sentinel Island people who are like the uncontacted tribe that like kill people that go there. Like,
yeah,
it's the same thing I said. Like, there are uncontacted tribes who probably do cannibalism, and like I can't really judge them for that because they're uncontacted. Like, they're not.
That's just how they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. I said strongly disagree, mainly because that's just no one. Sorry, it's a nothing burger again.
I mean, there are definitely people who can work and just don't want to.
But it's negligent.
Yeah.
It's negligent. It's such a small number.
But I still think you should be able to be supported.
I don't want to see, in the most respectful way possible, an unhoused person. Mm-hmm. And it's not like I don't want to see them because I'm disgusted by them. It pisses me off when there's unhoused people, because then it's like we could just simply give them.
We could fix this.
We could just fix this. So... okay. When you are troubled, it's better to not think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. I hit disagree because sometimes I would agree to this.
I hit strongly agree because that's what I do every single time.
Compartmentalization. Yeah. Okay. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. I hit
strongly disagree.
Yeah. My basis of this is, I think first generation immigrants are the backbone of the American society. I feel like that particular question would vary a lot depending on which country this test is being taken in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're in like Europe, there's going to be a lot of strongly agrees.
Yeah.
No tea, no shade to Europe, but like they don't really like I mean, we don't really like immigrants here, but America was built on immigrants. Europe.
Yeah.
Okay. What's good for the most successful corporations always ultimately is good for all of us. I strongly disagree.
Nope.
No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. I strongly disagree.
Yeah, same. Okay.
I really like NPR.
4 of 6. We need to blitz through this. We're at 35 minutes.
Okay.
Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism.
Agree. Strongly agree.
Yeah.
Sorry.
A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah.
Sorry, we need multiple parties.
Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah, because something that's fine now, the next administration could be like, that's not fine, and then clap you for it. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes.
I strongly disagree.
I agree. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and below to be commanded.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all.
Strongly disagree.
I'm just gonna disagree. There's some abstract art, like the banana taped to the wall.
Art is subjective. And
fucking
okay,
get
the whole
out of
thing
here.
is everyone talks about it. So does it not have cultural significance?
People can talk about shit things all the time. Just because people talk about something doesn't mean it's good.
Okay, keep going.
In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Strongly disagree.
Yeah.
It is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals.
Disagree.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
I think there's some people that just have. There's just no way.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. There's just some people who are
repeat
too far
offenders.
gone.
Yeah. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Strongly disagree. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah. Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is detrimental to our efforts to curb global warming.
Strongly agree.
Yep. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity.
Strongly disagree.
Yep.
Okay. They get shorter from here. There's only a few questions left.
Okay.
Astrology accurately explains many things. Strongly disagree.
Strongly agree.
Strongly agree?
I'm just kidding.
I like astrology. I really like it. I just don't. I just am mature enough to understand that it's not real.
Yeah, I like the shapes. But I like
reading my fucking shit out every day. I have an app that does it. Okay. You cannot be moral without being religious. Strongly disagree.
Yep.
Charity is better than social security as means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Strongly disagree.
Yep.
Some people are naturally unlucky. I didn't really know how to answer this one.
I think this is saying there are victims of circumstance.
I'm gonna say disagree. I'm not convinced one way or the other.
I'm gonna hit agree on that one.
Okay. It is important that my child's school instills religious values.
Disagree strongly.
Okay. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, strongly disagree. All right. Last few.
Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Strongly disagree.
Agree. Come on, man.
Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Oh, you're fucking around.
Yeah.
I was like, did I read that wrong? A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption.
Strongly agree.
Strongly disagree.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. Got me. Oops.
Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population.
I know how the girl in my philosophy class would answer this.
What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state.
I kind of want to see. Just because I'm curious. No. I strongly agree to that.
What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults. Okay. I was thinking of non-consensual stuff. And I was like, wait, how do I answer this? Yeah. No one can feel naturally homosexual. Strongly disagree.
Low-key might hit agree on that one.
You're programmed. These days, openness about sex has gone too far.
Strongly disagree. Holy shit. One sex scene in a movie and people are complaining there's too much sex.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
All right, now let's see where we stand. We pretty much answered these the same.
Yeah.
So
we had a couple different ones. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, before I put mine on, I'm going to kind of... actually, no. We'll just kind of look where we are.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm at economic left-right, negative 8.75, and then negative 0.79 for social or for libertarian and authoritarian. So I'm...
Negative 0.79?
Negative 7.79.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually... like quite literally where I put my dot.
I'm like a little bit above you.
Okay, so you went down. So you've got
I went down like a lot more. Yeah, last time I took this, I'm pretty sure like I was close to that spot.
Plot where you are.
Do I erase this?
Yeah, go ahead and erase that. Like just a little bit above me. Okay, so now we have that. I'm going to do just a couple of political figures from the U.S. So we're going to do this from a U.S. perspective.
This will get more interesting, trust me.
I'm not going to do it from like a global perspective. You know how people always put like Barack Obama like almost in the top right corner?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I will be generous and give them that he is in that upper right, but he's not, you know, as demonic as people think. Yeah. So I'm going to do all living presidents.
Okay.
That we have. So we kind of have a litmus test.
Okay.
And I'll also do all of the candidates. I'm going to do all the candidates that have ran this century as well. From all the living presidents. So
I would say just do 5 people.
5 people.
That sounds like a lot.
I'm going to get down there. You give me 5 political names. Just like that, like high profile political names. Not even off of your list. Just 5 high profile political names.
You know where they are just by heart?
Yeah.
Okay. High profile political. Throw up a Bernie Sanders. Give me a Mitch McConnell. Give me a Nancy Pelosi. You know what? Since we're doing political figures, give me an Elon Musk. Because he qualifies now, unfortunately. And then what? We need one more? Let's do a president. Give me George W. Bush.
The George W. one was really good because, so for those of you who should be watching, the quadrant that is closest to, so in the upper right, this little section that is closest to the y-axis, that's like Hitler.
Yeah.
So Hitler and like, he's like the upper half. So like that little mark I just made, if you can see that, that's like the Nazis. Mm-hmm. So that's like where Trump would probably be too. Because he's not like... whatever. North Korea would be like top left corner, as well as like Mao. Like they would all be like top left corner. But yeah, so that's like the litmus test. Nancy Pelosi, I have just kind of a little bit to the right. She's not like, I mean, you know.
She loves her fucking stocks.
What? She saved us from a 1980s style blowout. She could have a little insider trading. Just a little. Okay. So now we'll get to the meat of this, which is this random list of people that are fictional and non-fictional. I have a bunch. You have a bunch. We don't have to get through them all. Okay. I just wanted a bunch so that we had enough and we didn't just like have to sit here and think of stuff off the top of our head.
Okay.
So do you want to do each other's or do you want to do your own?
I think we should do our own because you're not going to know most of these people.
I had to Google a lot of mine too from the people. So these were user submitted, most of them.
Okay. These I came up with off the dome, but you're just not going to know them.
Okay. Do you want to go first? And this is purely going to be off of your knowledge and just vibes too.
Okay.
So,
first guy I'm going to go with is Andrew Basiago.
I'm going to look that up.
So he is a chrononaut. He is a time traveler who is outspoken about Project Pegasus, which was a...
Is that him?
Yeah.
This guy looks like he belongs on the History Channel.
Yeah, he is a fully licensed lawyer. His whole thing is about time traveling with Project Pegasus, which was...
He's from Connecticut. Shout out Connecticut.
There was a... he claims there was a machine when he was 10 years old. His dad brought him to work, and there was a machine that was built off of like a theory by Nikola Tesla that produced some sort of that's his like Facebook profile picture, that produced a certain amount of energy that when combined with the velocity of a human being running through it would throw you through time.
Wait, and he thinks he lived with Lincoln?
That's the thing. When he was 10, he went to Gettysburg as Lincoln was giving the Gettysburg Address, and he claims that's the only reason why we have record of it, because nobody recorded it at the time when he was giving it. And he came back with the records of it. That same time trip, he also went to the club or the theater the night that Lincoln was shot, but he was unable to stop Lincoln from being shot. He kept trying, though, so he kept just reliving the moment of Lincoln being shot over and over and over again, unable to stop it.
This is like a Chris Nolan movie.
Another time that he time traveled was with Obama, believe it or not. And Obama has come out and said, like, yeah, I know this guy. He claims to have traveled to Mars with Obama. And there were obviously like a bunch of Martian people and like animals and shit. And the whole goal with Project Pegasus on Mars was to acclimate Martians and Martian flora and fauna to human presence. But he believes the moon landing is fake. He believes we've never been to the moon, but he believed he time traveled to Mars with Obama.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, also another claim of his is that every person who's going to be president will have been visited by a time traveler from Project Pegasus to brief them on their presidency.
Okay.
So yeah, if you haven't been visited by Andrew Basiago, sorry, you're not going to be president.
Damn. Okay. Where is he going? I have a feeling of where he's going to go.
Crazy nut conspiracy theorist. This is interesting because I have no idea what this guy thinks about politically. Well, okay, I actually do know something about this guy politically. He is very like morally righteous. Like
that's authoritarian.
Morally righteous? No, authoritarians want to take people's rights.
Oh, he believes in...
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he wants people to have like rights.
I was thinking like religiously morally righteous.
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay. Okay. So like our most progressive politicians.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I put him.
Okay, the first name that I got submitted to me was Ellen Ripley.
Who the fuck is that?
The main character from the movie Alien.
Oh, I never knew her first name was Ellen.
Neither did I. I have to look it up. Okay. So, Ellen Ripley from Alien. See, Alien's about a group of colonizers, which leads me to believe the bottom right quadrant would be applicable for her.
Yeah, working for a multi-planet corporation to try and colonize planets.
But by the end of the movie, I don't think she would fall on that.
Yeah, she did get radicalized by trying to survive an alien chasing her and planting eggs in her chest.
Right. But this is the other thing, is usually if you're libertarian and you get radicalized, you don't swing just left. You swing more authoritarian.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put her
Okay.
just a little bit into the communist area.
Okay.
Not my alien, it's our alien.
I am gonna go for my next character. I tried to get I didn't know what the fuck we were doing, so I tried to do like an equal distribution of real and fictional people, and then an equal distribution of like men and women.
I use your solicited answers, so
yeah. I am going to go with Alita from Alita Battle Angel.
okay. I think I've heard of her.
Yeah, she was she's like a robot thing. I forget exactly what she's called. I read the whole manga, but I can't remember what she was called. She gets put into this body that's like made for war, and she becomes a bounty hunter. She takes down a bunch of like big names, and then she plays in this this like game that's kind of like roller derby, I guess, except it's not like an oval track. It's like a crazy ass track with a bunch of traps on it and shit, and people can kill each other on the track if they want.
Okay.
And she ends up throughout the story wanting to figure out like who she is as a person, and like find some purpose for herself. She wants to go to the spot because there's like a 2-tiered world. There's like the slum area that's like a junkyard where all the poor people live, and then there's like a floating city where all the rich people live. She wants to go visit the rich people place just because she hears stories about it and it sounds fantastical, but she doesn't like, I have the feeling she doesn't want to become one of the rich people, you know?
Gotcha.
Like she sticks up for the people in the mud. So I am going to put her I put her there.
Okay. My next answer. So I got a bunch. I'm gonna kind of skip around because some of these I don't like. Maddie Healy, the lead singer of the 1975.
Yeah, that's the guy that had like some shit going on with him, right?
That's putting it lightly.
I don't know anything about it. I just know I heard people were pissed at him.
Every time he opens his mouth.
Okay.
Every time he opens his mouth. Okay.
Didn't he say like the N-word or something?
Most likely.
Okay.
Most likely. He's a heroin addict. He did a stint during their show where he would eat raw meat on stage, like off the bone. He dated Taylor Swift for a while. That was a rough patch in the Swiftie community because he's just really, really not good looking.
Was it better or worse than her Jake Gyllenhaal phase?
Oh, worse.
Okay.
Yeah. The Jake Gyllenhaal phase. The controversial with the Jake Gyllenhaal phase is that he was like 29 and she was like 19, 20.
Okay.
But like,
yeah, I just needed that to put it into perspective because I know people want to like cut his throat open.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. What else has he done? He's done a Nazi salute on stage.
Okay.
Of course, it was during a song that like attacks like conservatives, so it was like he thought he was doing something, but
yeah, in context, he thought it was a good idea. But you just take a picture of him doing that and throw it up.
That's kind of like the whole thing with Maddie is like in the context he thinks it's good, and then you look at it kind of just as an isolated incident, and you go, yeah.
Did he take a lot of poop breaks during his shows?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't think so. Yeah, you know this picture of the political compass that's like a swirl?
Yeah.
It's kind of where he is.
Okay.
But he is...
Should we just write him in big letters across the entire thing?
No, I think he's straddling the line between libertarian, or not left and right, but he's very much libertarian.
Okay.
So I'm going to put him right there at the very bottom.
Okay.
Where the arrow is, because he's just a fucking minefield to work with.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Jacob Jones for my next one. Do you know who that is?
Sounds familiar.
He is the guy who on TikTok, he will be like, today I am going to be day drinking and smoking cigarettes in the park at 3 p.m. I am very excited to day drink and smoke cigarettes in the park at 3 p.m. as it combines two of my favorite things, drinking and smoking cigarettes. And he will answer questions where it's like, oh, what would what type of cigarette would the clown from It smoke? And then he would be like,
American Spirits.
That's his answer for everything. It's just American Spirits Black. Yeah.
Okay.
Or like, he'll just be like, that is a very good question. What kind of cigarettes would the clown from It smoke? Well, seeing as I just got done killing a bunch of children, I would want a very strong cigarette. So personally, I would think the clown from It would smoke American Spirit Blacks. I fucking love this guy.
Okay.
That's all he does. He just smokes cigarettes and makes TikToks.
Okay.
I think he's great.
Smoking cigarettes is very chic.
Yeah. He day drinks in the park. He parks in handicap spots and day drinks.
Oh man, that's a scumbag. I hate people that do that.
I saw his video on that. He was like, personally, I just felt like doing it.
He talks like that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh god.
He's great. I think he's very...
Okay. He's not too radical, but
I'm gonna
he's
put him there.
Pretty libertarian.
Yeah, pretty libertarian, not too crazy though.
Okay. Mine only get kind of crazier, so I'm gonna try and weed out some of the more kind of tame ones.
Okay.
I got Laura Croft.
Okay.
Lara Croft.
Fuck with Lara Croft. Yeah.
Okay. So my thing is that she's got big honkers, so she can't be too authoritarian because conservative women don't do all that anymore. They put all their fake stuff right into their lips.
Hers are natural. How fucking dare you?
Well, but I'm saying that like she can't be conservative because if she had anything big on her body, it would be her face fillers.
Okay.
She doesn't have face fillers. She's naturally pretty.
Yeah.
And doesn't have Republican makeup, and she's got big knockers, which is like, okay, so you're probably voting blue.
Yeah.
But she do be robbing a lot of tombs. She do be raiding the tombs, as the game would suggest.
Yeah, but it's like an Indiana Jones type of situation. Like she's doing it to like archive it and like create a history of it.
When they tore the pyramids apart.
Well, the British like stole shit from people that like kind of still live there. She goes into places that have been long abandoned and forgotten about.
Yeah, there was a game, one of the Tomb Raider games, where I had to go steal Thor's hammer.
Yeah, it was called Tomb Raider.
Yeah, it was on PS3. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She's the whole idea of like archaeology like that seems a little like profiteering to me.
I mean, she donates it. She's not making money from it.
Does she kill people?
She kills bad people.
Like there will Nazis?
No, I think she was past Nazi time. She's like a more modern Indiana Jones.
Nazis exist.
Well, not like I'm thinking in the context of like Indiana Jones, how Indy was
like
constantly like fighting Nazis to get like the fucking Ark of the Covenant and shit like that.
Okay, so I feel like the people she's killing are like ultra libertarian. Like those are the profiteering people. Because they're the ones that are like, we're gonna steal Thor's hammer and sell it on the black market.
Yeah.
So for that, she's gonna swing left, but she's definitely libertarian. So she's definitely gonna be in the bottom half. I'm gonna put her directly opposite Maddie Healy.
Okay. She does like guns. I don't know if that influences your opinion at all.
The further left you go, you get your guns back. I cannot stress that. For anyone that is like, I don't want to go left, if you were conservative in any way listening to this, if you go far enough left, you get your guns back. Just read Angela Davis.
I feel like that top right quadrant is getting a little lonely. So
don't worry, I have some people there.
My next pick is going to be Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
He is the king of curses. He's not a curse himself. He was just a person that learned Jujutsu from like a really young age. He ended up turning himself into a cursed object. Basically, his whole thing is he just wants to kill everybody and then be the king of like a pile of corpses. And he rates your like how favorable you are to him based off your strength. So I feel like this is he's just going in the top right quadrant, like as far as I can put him.
Okay. He's not a Nazi, is what you're saying. He just likes to kill people.
Yeah, no, he's not no like ethnic cleanser type person where he's like only curses should exist. I'm going to kill all the humans. He wants to kill all the humans and all the curses.
Thanos.
So equal hands for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you play Baldur's Gate?
I've tried playing it, but it's a game I feel like would be really fun with friends, and none of my friends want to play with me.
Do you know any of the characters from it?
Yeah.
Okay, I need help with this one.
Okay.
So I got Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate.
Yep, bad bitch.
This was by, I think, a gay person suggested this to me, so I would assume that it's a girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I've never finished it. From what I have played, she has this like stone object that she needs to protect. I feel like it's got some sort of bad monster inside of it that she's trying to keep contained, and then she gets the flare put inside of her brain, just like everybody else that in your party does once you get off the ship. And so she works with you to try and figure out what the flare is and how to get rid of it and shit like that.
Does she do this for her benefit, or does she do this for no one's benefit?
Depends on how you play it. Yeah, because it's a very like their personalities will change based on how you play with it. Like you can romance her, you can just fucking be an asshole to her and have her be super abrasive with you.
But she stands up for herself?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know where I'm gonna put her.
Okay.
I'm gonna give her a little heart because her name's Shadowheart.
Yeah. Like I said, I never got deep into Baldur's Gate, but anytime I could, I had Shadowheart in my party, and I tried to be super sweet to her so she would suck me silly.
Oh.
They got full-on sex scenes in that game. You can fuck a bear if you want to. There's like a bunch of controversy. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go buy that game today.
Yeah. Dude, if you do, let me know, because I would love to play Baldur's Gate. Okay. You ever play D&D?
You got to talk to Brent.
Yeah,
about
I know.
That one.
I know.
Shout out Brent.
It's just a digital D&D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any game where I can make people fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did on GTA. I just go to the strip club. Okay. Go ahead. We'll add it. We'll actually add Baldur's Gate to our stream schedule because we got that fucking
Sisyphus together.
Yeah, I was gonna say syphilis, but that's wrong.
I wrote down this name. I don't know who this is. Oh, I do know who this is. You ever heard of the vaping congressman? He like got excommunicado. Duncan D. Hunter is the name that came up when I googled vaping congressman, and I read a little bit, and it was the right guy.
Yeah, I've heard of him. I don't.
Yeah,
he was a Republican.
Yeah, he was a Republican. He vaped in Congress. He used campaign funds to buy a bunch of Steam games. So
he's like the straight George Santos.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
That's all I know about him. Is that he was a Republican, he vaped and bought Steam games.
I'd like to see any conversation that he's ever had with a 16-year-old. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So I don't know where he goes other than like somewhere on the right.
Prison.
For buying Steam games with campaign funds? Come on. Let a white boy catch a vibe.
God forbid.
God forbid.
We need Chet Hanks back in the studio.
Obviously he's on the right side. I just want to put him in the middle because I don't know anything else about like him or his politics. So I can't tell if he's like one of the problematic Republicans.
All Republicans are problematic.
Yeah. But I mean, there are some that just kind of like.
Do you remember when Mitt Romney went to a Black Lives Matter protest?
No.
I remember that. I think that's the closest we've ever gotten to like racial harmony in this country.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna put him.
I would say, I mean, if you're blatantly breaking election law, election finance, campaign finance law, which I should know, not know about breaking it, but know how to break it, know like what the laws are, I feel like you're pretty far right. Like you're pretty deep into the right pocket, or the bottom right pocket. We're thinking, for those of you still listening for some reason, like and subscribe on YouTube. There we go. Yeah, show some leg on that video.
Oh, did you see my cheeks?
No, just like your thigh.
Oh.
Just like your thigh, but because you were squatting, it looked beefy.
Yeah.
More beefy than usual.
Yeah, I put him there because, like I said, I don't know any policies he was running on or anything, but he was breaking campaign laws, so I'm like, surely that's more, he doesn't want laws.
Less money to corporations.
Surely.
Okay, I'm going to give Jacob a shout out. You know Jacob.
Jacob Jones?
No, Jacob that we know.
Oh, yeah.
Because he submitted, out of everyone, Osama bin Laden.
Okay. Shout out. Okay. Are you going to explain who he is?
He was
leader
framed
of the Taliban,
for 9/11.
Fought against American imperialism.
The Taliban, he led Al-Qaeda.
Oh, fuck.
Leader
of an American designated terrorist organization.
This is my thing. Okay.
Was he one of the fundamentalists?
Yeah, he was like super ultra, like religious.
Okay.
Like super. That's okay. So this
minus points.
So this is the whole thing. He actually might be in the spiral. This might be the one candidate in the spiral, right?
Okay.
Because let's go through his resume, right? Mm-hmm. Hated America, inherently bottom left corner.
Yep.
Right. Don't quote me on this, but he was very much like a radical religious guy. I don't know if he was like, is it Sharia law? Is that what it's called? Sharia or Sharia law?
Sharia.
I don't know if he supported that, but I know that he was like very like religious fundamental. So that's going to be our upper left, right? Yeah, upper left. Not too far upper left, but like kind of opposite where the Nazis were. Because that's kind of where your religious nuts go.
I should have added that one.
Worked for the CIA.
Yeah.
That's upper right.
Yep. Did he have any child brides? Because I would put him lower right.
I don't know. He owned a compound.
Okay, owned property.
Yeah, so that's like
piece
bottom
of shit.
Right. I do want to say I remember him having multiple wives, but that could be wrong. That could be absolutely wrong. I don't know. All I know is that a wife was present when he was killed. I don't know if there were multiple.
Mm-hmm. I know he at least had a kid.
Very anti-deregulation in the airline industry.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he famously hated the TSA.
Yeah. Well, the TSA didn't really exist before then. Well, and this is the whole thing. Again, CIA, he also is the reason ICE was created.
Is he really?
Yeah. ICE didn't exist until George W. Bush, and everything...
Oh, yeah, I know that, but I didn't know they made it in response to 9/11.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they made the whole...
Patriot Act.
Yeah.
So he also was the catalyst for the. So it's like he's done a lot of like upper right things.
Was he part of the Mujahideen?
I don't think so.
Okay.
What is that?
It was the like guerrilla force that was fighting in. I'm gonna fuck up the country.
He was
in one of the Middle Eastern countries we routinely bomb. That was funded by the CIA to fight against whatever government was currently in power in that country. I'm speaking broadly, so I don't get any details like wrong or say the wrong thing.
Are you thinking of Syria?
I don't think it was Syria.
All I know, okay, so the
Mujahideen ended up becoming the Taliban because
the Taliban is in Afghanistan.
Okay.
And I believe he is Afghani.
Okay.
Because the reason he was a CIA operative was when Russia invaded Afghanistan back in the 80s.
Okay.
The US backed him and his guys.
Yeah. So he was part of the Mujahideen.
Okay.
Because that was the group that was fighting.
Logical conclusion.
Yeah.
Anyone getting money from the Reagan administration is not too great. So that's the whole thing. It's like, you know, he hates America, which is inherently a little left wing, but at the same time, North Korea hates America, and so does fucking Russia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put him.
Just put him directly in the middle at the intersection of
perfectly
all points.
Perfectly centrist. He is Joe Manchin and Christian Cinema. I'm gonna put him right next to his buddy.
His buddy?
Right next to George W. Bush.
Oh, spicy.
They are intertwined, star-crossed lovers.
God, in a different universe. I'm gonna go for my next one. Vince Staples.
That's like the same. No shade to Vince Staples, but this is the same like level as Osama bin Laden. What does he stand for? What does he stand for?
He hates the police.
Okay, left wing. Folks need Porsches.
Mm-hmm.
That's libertarian. But hoes need abortions.
Yeah. Bitch,
you thirsty? Please grab a Sprite. That's advertising
like
for a company.
Advertising for a multinationalist corporation. He might be a right wing.
Likes guns.
He does like his gun. Doesn't drink or do any drugs.
That's left. That's upper left.
See? He makes music. He's an artist.
Is Vince Staples Osama bin Laden?
Fuck. We've never seen them in a room together. He was very against Diddy before, like the whole Diddy thing, like fucking years and years ago.
Vince Staples is like
he was against. He hated Diddy.
Hater.
He hated R. Kelly. You ever see that interview of him at Coachella where the girl was like, "You're gonna get me fired from Coachella," because he was talking about how R. Kelly was pissing on kids and still walking around, but like his homie that got locked up was locked up. I don't
want to give a man too much credit, but I also don't want to take credit away from him. But like, I think the R. Kelly thing was an open secret, like the Harvey Weinstein thing.
Yeah,
like I don't think a lot of people were like unaware of it. So
yeah.
Maybe he's vocal about it, which is good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was vocal about it. Where would I put Vince Staples?
Right in the spiral. We should have like drawn like a spiral off to the side for people who just are fucking down the drain.
There you go, Vince Staples. You've been categorized.
Drop my water.
I was wondering what that was.
I would have to agree with that placement. Okay. I'm going to go with this next one. I had to look this one up. This is interesting. We're going to learn about this person together because I got their bios pulled up.
Okay.
So we had a user suggest Kelly Pickler.
Okay.
Overview. Kelly Dawn Pickler is an American country music singer, actress, and television personality. She came to fame after placing 6th on American Idol's 5th season, which I should know. I should know this name. I'm an American Idol.
Wait, she got famous because she placed 6th?
So a lot of the times in American Idol, did you ever watch American Idol?
No.
Okay, so I was an American Idol fanatic growing up. I love that show.
I hate singing shows. I can't stand them.
Locked in. Randy Jackson. I was like the fucking teacher from iCarly. Randy Jackson was my man. Like, so a lot of the times on that show, with the exception of like Kelly Clarkson and Carrie Underwood, I would have to say, well, Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson, and Chris Daughtry are the 3 people who won the show and have remained culturally relevant for better or for worse. Specifically speaking about Carrie Underwood.
Didn't Taylor Swift win American Idol?
No. Taylor Swift was never on American Idol. Taylor Swift would not win American Idol. She's not a vocalist.
I thought she like won some show and that's why she got famous.
No.
Was she ever on any show?
No.
How did she start?
Her mom drove her around Nashville and was like, my child can write songs like crazy. And then Taylor Swift wrote songs like crazy for a lot of artists.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, We Found Love by Rihanna and Zedd?
Yeah.
That's a Taylor Swift song. Like, she wrote that song from start to finish. Okay. But my point is that a lot of contestants who go on American Idol that win do not stay culturally relevant, but their runner-ups and like their 5th and like finalists, they tend to be a little bit more successful. Like Adam Lambert, he was on American Idol and he placed like 2nd or 3rd or something like that. He's more famous than the person who won that season.
Okay.
There's just a bunch of people that are like more famous because they were like a fan favorite to win and didn't win. Okay. Pickler has been recognized by both the Academy of Country Music and the Country Music Association as top new talent. She released 3 singles, I'm not going to name them all, from her 2008 self-titled album, the latter of which she co-wrote with Taylor Swift. See? Taylor Swift is a writer. So this woman is like, whatever. And when I Google celebrities, I always Google their name plus controversy.
Okay.
And boy, is there controversy.
Oh, let's hear it.
Title of this article: Kelly Pickler court battle with husband Kyle Jacobs' parents explained. 1 year after Kelly Pickler's husband, Kyle Jacobs, died by suicide, the country star is involved in a legal battle with his parents. A dispute arisen amongst the parties regarding certain personal property, allegedly Kyle's possessions prior to his death, basically a list of assets that her and her ex-in-laws are fighting over. Essentially, there's a section of this article called "How Did Kyle Jacobs Die?"
Okay.
So it says that he died by suicide at the age of 49. There was no drugs or alcohol in his system, but there seems to be some incongruities.
What, like he has 2 bullet holes in the back of his head?
No, just I guess there was like a rushed cremation.
Oh.
Which destroys all physical evidence.
Yeah.
So and then the whole like property battle, like that's not a good look.
So what's the prevailing theory? Is parents killed him or his wife killed him?
I think what people are alluding to is that she might have been involved, but there has been no definitive proof of that.
Oh, okay.
But I think what people are getting at is the fact that this seemingly normal guy died by suicide.
Yeah.
And before any like autopsy or anything could really be done, or I guess they did the talk screen, but before any like further investigation could be done,
yeah,
she had him cremated and then got into a legal battle over property with in-laws.
More likely than not, I think it was probably like an accident that he died.
You want to see a picture of them?
But she was like kind of responsible for the accident, you know what I mean? Like they were in an argument and she pushed him and he fell down some stairs and broke his neck.
So she shot him in the back of the head?
Yeah, she shot him in the back of the head twice and then called it a suicide and burned the body.
Do you want to see a picture of them? Would this help make your decision of where she should go?
Yeah.
He kind of looks gay.
I was about to say, there's something.
I'm not gonna lie. This is the type of man. He's making a bear face. First of all, do you know what a bear face is? No. Do you know what a bear is?
Yeah.
What's a bear?
Big hairy gay man.
Yes, and usually older, usually like 40 or above. And the bear face, they do this thing with their selfies because they can't smile for some reason, where they go like this.
Okay.
Like, oh, you know the Kevin James meme?
Yeah.
With his hands. That's a bear face.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a half smirk, half smile. Like
yeah.
He's kind of doing that. That's a guy that would hit me up on Grindr and say, "Hey, bud."
She looks like that, like White House press secretary. You know who I'm talking about?
Do you know she's 27 years old?
As of right now?
She is a year younger than me.
As of right now?
Yes.
And her husband was 49 when he booped his head?
Oh, no, the press secretary.
Oh.
The press secretary. Caroline Levitt. She's 27 years old.
Okay.
Her husband's 60.
Well, that makes sense.
And they just had a kid.
Yeah. So, you know, shoot or shoot.
Blanks.
Not him. Okay, where's she going?
I feel like it's a hustle to
She writes country music. She killed her husband.
Okay, country music. Okay. This is my thing. Everyone always associates country music with more conservative stuff.
Yeah.
Not true. Real country music
nowadays.
Yes, but real actual country music is blue collar, like stick it to the man music.
That's how it was, but it's not anymore.
That's how I choose to believe it is. But she is a white woman. So that's going to put her in the upper right.
Okay.
But it is a hustle to, in your grieving of your dead husband, sue your ex-in-laws. That is a hustle, and I have to respect that. And for that, she's going next to Nancy Pelosi.
Okay.
Wrote a B instead of a P. Okay, where are we at? What's our time?
Hour 20. We got time for like one more?
Let's do 2 more.
Okay.
Let's do 2 more each, but we'll kind of keep it going. Don't do something you got to have like a whole explanation for.
Well, that's all of my people.
Okay, I got a couple that we can go through.
Okay.
Judge Judy.
Okay, Judge Judy is on my list.
Okay, so let's do Judge Judy.
Okay.
If you don't know who Judge Judy is, American TV personality. She was a lawyer in Family
Fat rack.
Fat ass. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Just caked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like 5'1".
Mm-hmm.
She was an American. She was American TV personality. She's a judge on TV. It is real cases. She's an actual lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a probate judge, essentially, which is where they let lawyers do judging.
Wait, so she's not a real judge?
So judges are either appointed or elected. She never ran, so Judge Judy, like, that's not an elected position, like her court. But essentially, what
she got appointed by the producer.
Yeah, so essentially, there's this thing called probate court where lawyers can essentially be like fill-in judges if they have like an area of expertise.
Oh, okay.
So she was family law. She was also a prosecutor. So she has kind of a little bit of everything. So she actually could be like a probate judge. Like she could practice probate judging. She just wouldn't be a like an actual sworn judge.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like I don't want to say like a community service. Like it's like a deputized version of a judge.
Okay.
So you know how like the sheriff can be like, I deputize you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was family court. She's very like pro like CPS and like, you know, making sure kids got that shit locked down.
Okay.
But she's also making like $2 million an episode.
Yeah. What'd she be doing with that money?
BBLs.
Does she have a portfolio?
Probably. She lives in the Hamptons.
She lives in the Hamptons?
Yeah. She's a New York girl. She's from Brooklyn. I wonder if her and Jay-Z were
neighbors.
Hooking up.
You think she got clapped by Jay-Z back in the day?
I think.
That would be
it's
crazy.
Possible. Is Judge Judy Becky with the good hair?
Yeah, what's Judge Judy's first name?
Judy.
Oh, I thought that was her last name.
No, her full name is Judith Scheinelin.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not Becky. Okay, where's Judge Judy going?
I think she's going in the bottom right.
Bottom right.
Because if you ever watch her stuff, she's very, very greedy with giving out money. Yeah. She don't like giving out shit. She'll say your case is dismissed.
Yeah.
I do think she's a little left-leaning though, so I'm gonna straddle her.
You're gonna straddle her?
Hit me up, Judge Judy. Slide in. I do like older women. She's kind of right on that line.
Do you think she's had a hip replacement?
No.
Okay.
With an ass like that?
Well, that's what I was thinking. With an ass like that, her fucking hips give out.
I know, dude. My fucking chest is getting too big. I'm starting to get back problems.
You got titties?
Yeah. Have you not felt my chest recently?
No.
I have a 56-inch chest.
Okay.
That's crazy. Okay.
What's your cup size?
I don't know. I'll find out today. I'm going shopping.
Okay.
I'll report back. Okay, so we got Judge Judy. Next, I have Dan Henschel.
Who the fuck is that?
You don't know who Dan Henschel is?
No.
Hold on, let me pull him up. You'll know who he is when I show you his picture. Oh, yeah, Henschel. Henschel, sorry.
Dan Henschel? I still don't know who that is.
You don't know who this guy is?
No. Is he like part of the opposition to the Blue Man Group?
Let me see if I can pull up one of his videos.
He just showed me a picture of a guy whose entire head was painted red. No, yeah, I have no idea who this guy is.
Wait, no, yeah, you do, because I've sent you this before. It's this guy.
I'm stopping here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
So he does these like videos where he like
I've never seen him as Red himself. Or the Joker. Okay.
They're just like
all right. He is now painted entirely white.
when you get
and
when
he forgot how to breathe.
And you get home, I need you to scroll through his Instagram for like an hour. It's such like
okay, he's red again.
Yeah, you have seen it. Have you seen the picture of the guy who's dressed like Hitler and he has a black eye and it's like I got punched for no reason today?
No.
So he dressed like Hitler and then he has a black eye. The joke is like he didn't actually get punched. He's like dressed like Hitler and he has a black eye and it says, "Why did the person punch me?" So
interesting.
He is in the bottom left corner. This man is against everything, for nothing, and hates Nazis.
Okay.
So I think he's bottom left corner.
Okay.
Let's do two quick ones. Jared Leto.
Fuck Jared Leto.
You can do this one.
I hate Jared Leto.
But wait. I put him on this list after you texted me about Tron last week. Oh God, do you remember?
I don't know anything about Jared Leto politically. I just fucking hate him, so I put him with the Nazis.
You should Google Jared Leto allegations.
Is that correct? Is he a Nazi?
I could see a right-wing swing. He's actually very liberal, which is very weird. He's very like pro-environment, pro-liberal. The thing is, he does got some allegations.
I fucking hate Jared
He's also
Leto.
a free solo crimer, which is like inherently like a little like red flaggy.
I saw a video of somebody dying doing that. Like they did the rock climbing wall gym thing. There was like some guy in Poland. He climbed all the way to the top and then he like passed out and fell off.
No,
and died.
He free solos Yosemite.
I hate him even more.
Yeah. Do you remember back in 2020 when did you ever see the video of his video when the pandemic started?
Was he the guy that was like,
I've been in a meditation?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah,
fuck Jared Leto.
He's so interesting as a person. It's like he's one of the people I would go back to school for sociology to study because it's just like his mind. His mind. Okay. Last one that we all know and love. Havoc.
Havoc, your dog.
My dog. Where's Havoc going on that political spectrum?
Fuck,
for those of you who don't know,
I've never seen
Havoc is a native African transmask Muslim. That's like the lore that's been established for him.
He barks at everybody that walks by, but he barks harder when there's somebody who's not white.
No. Okay. The other night we had a couple lesbians over to our house for dinner. One of which is white and one of which is well, she's Muslim, so she's like not white. She's like brown. Straight up was growling at her the whole night. And then was like, for the white lesbian, totally fine.
So he's a racist. I mean, Islamophobe falls under racism.
It's literally Rhodesian Ridgeback. Do you know what Rhodesia is?
It sounds like a country.
It is a country that doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
It is literally the country that the Belgian people set up
to make
in
Africa
waffles? To mine stuff out in Africa. I don't know which part of Africa right now it falls into. I want to say it's somewhere near the Congo. Mm-hmm. So it's like sub-Saharan. But like it's literally like a white ethno state. Like it was like the northern attempt at South Africa.
It's the northern South Africa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So his breed is literally like a racist breed.
Yeah, Havoc is racist.
I'll tell you this.
He thinks everything is his.
Yeah, he's very possessive.
Yeah.
Like I said, the reason I say he's Muslim is because he likes to fast a lot. And like, you know, Muslims got Ramadan, and so like I think it's just a respect thing.
He's an Islamophobic Muslim.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, yeah.
Interesting.
I also think he does kind of look like a Hey Mama's lesbian.
Okay.
Like the masculine lesbians that are like Hey Mama, like he just gives off that vibe. He doesn't have like the piercing blue eyes.
No, he doesn't.
But like the eyes are the same. It's the eyes. I will say that he is doing a thing for Lent in solidarity with his Catholic cousins.
What the fuck is he doing?
He gave up his dance for Lent that he does.
His dance?
Yeah, he does a little dance.
When does he dance?
I can't show you because then he would break Lent.
Yeah, but when does he dance? Like, what's the context?
I make him dance.
Oh, okay.
I do a little dance with him.
So this is more Lent for you than Lent for him, because I'm sure he fucking hates that.
No, he loves it. Because he knows he gets food after.
Oh, okay.
He's possessive. He's racist.
So
he's kind of
ethnically Muslim, but religiously Catholic.
No. He's ethnically and religiously Muslim. That's the lore.
Why is he observing Lent?
In solidarity with his Catholic cousins.
Put him in the top right.
He's not a Nazi. But
yeah, that's why I said top right, not top middle right.
With your little
with Sukuna? Yeah. Who's worse, Sukuna or Havoc?
Well, Sukuna's literally at the borders of the thing, so I can't. Should I put him right here?
Above George Bush, but less than Sukuna.
Banished. We made it almost all the way through the episode without a single Nazi.
No, we had Jared Leto.
Matt, we made it almost through the whole episode.
Almost. Yeah.
We only have 2 people in the upper left, and they're barely in the upper left.
Yeah, that's why I started picking the more like crazy ones, because I was like, we got a lot of shit in the lower left.
Yeah. Well, I told you to name a bunch just because I wanted to make sure we had enough. Some names that I didn't put on here: Guy Fieri, Georgia O'Keeffe, who's like an artist who paints like very provocative pictures of things that look like vaginas.
Okay. Which
is kind of metal, but also very like top left. Snape from Harry Potter. I've never read or watched Harry Potter. Chase Crawford, who's an actor that I thought was a porn star, because Chase Crawford sounds like a porn star name.
Yeah.
I had Jack Donahue, who's Lana Del Rey's ex-boyfriend that was in prison. And then someone said Buffy Summers, who's Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I had, for the rest of my list, John David Washington, Shion from Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, Tanya Harding, TK Maidsa, Yuki Tsunoda, Jin Urso, Madame Curie, and Trafalgar D. Waterlaw.
Tanya Harding would go bottom right.
Bottom right, you think?
Hurting other people to get what she wants?
She tried to hurt herself to get what she wants.
What do you mean? Tanya Harding
was the one that like there was a whole rule in Olympic figure skating created because her moves were like so dangerous.
No. Well, maybe.
Yeah,
Do you
she
know
did
what
like
Tanya
a
Harding
backflip.
did?
Yeah, wasn't she part of like some murder for hire plot too?
Not a murder for hire. She fucking hired someone to kneecap someone. Like literally took a crowbar to someone's knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hurting other people to get what she wants.
She also did the thing where she like did a backflip or something on figure skates, and then the association was like, you can't do that. Like, that's too dangerous of a move. And then she did it again and got disqualified as like a fuck you to the board.
Yeah, and in America, if Teddy Roosevelt was running shit, we would be banning monopolies because they're doing too much.
Yeah.
So she's the monopoly.
Yeah, but she's still cool. She did the backflip. And she did try to kneecap somebody.
Whatever. There's a movie about her where Margot Robbie plays her, so... Bottom right. Who did you want to see on this list that we did not put? And don't give me an answer that's already on the list that we just read out.
Yeah, what hand do you beat off with?
What hand do you beat off with? What other questions can we ask from this episode? We covered a lot. Where do you fall in the political compass?
If you got to meet Jared Leto, what would happen?
I think it'd be on site.
It would be on site.
There's like some celebrities that you just gotta just on site.
Yeah.
Jared Leto. We'll do an episode about that. Celebrities you want to fight.
I will fucking Minecraft myself if I have to do an episode about Jared Leto.
Oh, we should do a Jared Leto deep dive. I'll bring a PowerPoint.
No.
I'll bring a PowerPoint.
No.
Wait, what do you mean Minecraft yourself? Chicken jockey?
Like, you know how people say they'll like off themselves in Minecraft to make it like safer terms of service?
Oh, you mean unalive?
Yeah.
That they ironically say in the Minecraft movie?
Yeah. I
would unalive myself.
Yeah. Did you see the Minecraft movie?
No, but I've seen so many clips of it that at this point I probably have.
Okay.
I think it's gotten posted to Twitter at least like 6 times.
Hell yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. What hand do you beat off with? And if you don't have a dick to beat off with, what hand do you rub one in with?
I mean, you can still beat a clit.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyways, until next time. Bye-bye.